One of them was born with natural talent. The other simply kept showing up, day after day, until his practice became a part of who he truly was inside. In the beginning, motivation felt like a wildfire. Leo played for hours, fueled by the dream of standing on a stage, imagining the applause and the bright, shimmering lights. Sam approached it differently. He didn't wait for a spark. He sat down at the same time every morning, setting a small timer for just 30 minutes of practice. During the first month, they both made leaps. The notes began to flow. Leo felt invincible, convinced that his passion alone would be enough to carry him to success. Sam focused on the mechanics. He treated every mistake as a lesson, keeping his back straight and his mind clear, indifferent to the results, focused only on the motion. Then, life happened. The initial rush began to fade. For Leo, when the music stopped being effortless, the piano felt less like a dream and more like a burden. Leo started skipping sessions. He waited for that feeling of inspiration to return, believing that forcing himself would somehow kill the soul of the music he wanted playing. Sam felt the same fatigue. His fingers ached and the songs felt repetitive. But he didn't rely on feelings. He relied on the promise he made to himself earlier. Discipline transformed into identity. Sam wasn't just a guy who played piano. He was a person who practiced. It became as natural as breathing, regardless of the current mood. The gap between them started as a hairline crack but quickly became a canyon. Leo watched from the sidelines, feeling stuck, while Sam slowly gained speed and deeper skill. They both hit the inevitable wall. Mastery requires pushing through the boredom of the middle. Leo stopped, but Sam treated boredom as a signal to try a new technique. Discipline is simply the willingness to be bored for the sake of long-term gain. Sam practiced the same difficult measure 20 times until his hands moved on instinct. Leo looked for shortcuts, hoping that a new instrument or a different teacher would fix his lack of drive. He was searching for excitement instead of building his foundation. While Leo looked for a spark, Sam was busy laying bricks. Every day, the work seemed insignificant, but collectively, it formed a path that was becoming truly impressive now. Self-control is just a muscle. Sam exercised his by saying no to distractions. He worked when he wanted to stop, building resilience that would eventually define his creative life. Nobody clapped for Sam during the quiet, lonely months. He worked in the shadows, unacknowledged and unseen, but he knew the value of the quiet labor he was putting in. Leo told himself he was just waiting for the right moment to start again. He convinced himself that his talent would let him catch up in just a week. Sam built a foundation of trust with himself. Every time he showed up, he proved he was reliable. That reliability became the secret weapon that elevated his artistic performance. Consistency beats intensity every single time. Sam's moderate daily effort far outweighed Leo's occasional, sporadic bursts of brilliant but unsustainable performance that left him burnt out and very weary. Half a year passed. Leo was still playing the same simple songs he knew months ago. Sam had mastered pieces that he once thought were impossible to ever learn correctly. Sam didn't need to force his practice anymore. He was a pianist. It was his identity. Because he practiced, he was confident, and because he was confident, he played better. He learned to defer his rewards. Sam didn't buy the fancy new keyboard yet. He poured his energy into the old one, knowing the reward was his skill, not gear. Leo looked at Sam and finally understood. It wasn't about the talent he had. It was about the commitment he lacked. He had been waiting for feelings to dictate behavior. The hardest part is always the first hour of discipline. Leo sat back at the keys, feeling rusty, but this time he didn't stop when it became difficult to play. He started mirroring Sam's routine. He set a timer. He played the same scales over and over. It wasn't fun, but for the first time it felt like real progress. Growth is painful because it forces you to face your own limitations. Leo realized he wasn't as good as he thought, but the honesty was liberating and quite motivating. Now, they practiced in silence together. One room, two pianos. The energy was different. It was a workspace, not a place to wait for a spark of fleeting inspiration. When discouragement crept in, they didn't quit. They reminded each other why they started. They leaned on the habit they built when the enthusiasm had long since run dry. Discipline breeds results. Results breed pride, and pride fuels the discipline to do it again. It is a virtuous cycle that keeps the engine running through the toughest times. Mastery isn't a destination. It is the persistent, daily act of showing up. It is the ability to perform when you'd rather be doing absolutely anything else but playing. They learned the art of patience. They stopped measuring their progress in days or weeks, looking instead at the long arc of their improvement over many long, steady months. Boredom is just a sign that you have reached a plateau. Instead of quitting, they began to experiment. They analyzed their flaws and fixed them, one note at a time. Routine is a heavy burden, but it is also the safest harbor. It protects you from the highs of false confidence and the lows of deep, paralyzing self-doubt and fear. They learned to value the small incremental wins. A successful session today was a victory, regardless of how far they were from their ultimate goal of public performance excellence. They changed how they viewed their struggle. The frustration wasn't a wall, it was a doorway. By walking through it with discipline, they found the skill they were seeking. Talent is a head start, but discipline is the race. Leo realized that he had been relying on a head start that he had exhausted long ago, without building anything. Consistency is not boring when you see the results. When the fingers move faster and the sound is clearer, the work becomes its own reward, fueling the next day. The inner critic is loud when motivation is low. But discipline silences the doubt. When you are busy doing the work, the voice of the critic starts to fade. They weren't just playing notes. They were building a reality where they could handle pressure. By performing daily for themselves, they were preparing for an audience they could trust. The work was never finished. Each day was an opportunity to refine. They adjusted their touch, their tempo, and their tone, looking for ways to play with more soul. Character is revealed when the work is hard. They had both failed, but they had also returned. That return made all the difference in their growth as skilled pianists. Habits remove the need for willpower. When it is 8 a.m., the body moves to the piano because it has been programmed to move there by the consistent repetition. They learned to stop making excuses. If there was no time, they made time. If they were tired, they played until the fatigue passed and the focus set in. They stopped worrying about the end result. They trusted the process. By focusing on this present moment, they knew the music would eventually take care of itself in time. The concert date was set. They were ready. Not because they felt ready, but because they had put in the hours that made readiness an inevitable consequence of work. Performance anxiety is just fear without preparation. They had prepared. Every hour spent in the quiet room was armor against the nerves they would feel on the big stage. When the day finally arrived, the performance was effortless. All those months of discipline came together in a flow state that they couldn't have achieved without the hard labor. They didn't just play the notes. They lived them. The audience sat in silence, moved by the sound of two people who had earned every single moment of their applause. Looking back, the time spent practicing didn't feel like a sacrifice. It felt like an investment. They were investing in their ability to do what they truly loved doing. Discipline is the greatest gift you can give yourself. It allows you to become who you want to be, rather than just drifting with the tide of your current mood. The concert wasn't the end. It was a milestone. They had built the foundation, and now they were ready for the next challenge, knowing exactly how to handle it. Keep going. Even when you are tired, even when you are bored, the results you want are on the other side of the consistency you refuse to give up today. Your path is unique, but the principle is the same. Show up for yourself. The version of you that exists tomorrow will thank the version of you that practices today. Never let your mood dictate your progress. Your feelings are fickle. Your habits are rock solid. Choose the habit every single time, and watch how far you eventually go forward. By doing, you become. You are the sum of your daily efforts, not your temporary wishes. Take control, stay steady, and embrace the beautiful, boring process of becoming a master. This is the long game. It is not about the sprint to the finish, but the marathon of the everyday. Stay in the race, keep your head down, and keep showing. Keep the internal fire burning, not with erratic outbursts of passion, but with the steady wood of discipline. It will provide warmth and light for your entire professional career path. You are closer than you think. Every small step you take today is a building block for the reality you will live in tomorrow. Don't stop now. Keep pushing forward daily. Motivation gives you the start, but discipline gives you the finish line. Choose to be the one who keeps showing up, regardless of the distractions that cross your path daily. Your future self is waiting for you to do the work. Don't disappoint them. Be the disciplined one who builds the life they dream of, one note at a time, today. If you are ready to build the life you deserve, Subscribe to this channel and share this with one person who needs to hear this truth today. Let's grow together.